Alright guys, we're down here at Shane's house where we are going to be fixing the exhaust again. I got to update you guys with that. I will in just a moment, but we're going to be doing just a little bit of welding on that. And then the front bumper, as you guys saw, I brought back over here. So we went pretty ham on it at my house. I didn't record any of that, but I got the white painted, color matched. I held it up to the car and it didn't match perfect. So I threw down a few more coats of the pearl. Pearl is pretty hard to, get exact. I have yet to hold it up to it yet to see if this one matches or not. I went ahead and threw down some Bondo hair right here just because I fixed this side, if you guys remember. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to make it stronger on both sides because I saw it wasn't a crack, but it was just a little bit of like a line. So I dug that out and then put some Bondo hair right there. And then all this Bondo hair that's on the lip, there's no 3M tape holding it on because I always would rip the lip off with 3M. So that's why I threw screws in, if you guys remember. So what I did was I pretty much bored out the holes and put the screw in deep, put Bondo hair over it. That way, once this is done, you won't see any of the screws. It'll look like, it's held on just by tape, basically. And then I was going to actually bond this to the bumper, but I figured I already know I'm going to be hitting this a lot and it's going to crack, so might as well not even do it. Alright guys, so what I pretty much went ahead and did was every time I'd air out, I don't know if you guys would hear it in the background or not, but in the front you would hear a bunch of crunching, and then the tips I wasn't happy with because they would always move. So pretty much what I went ahead and did on the front, I removed the entire heat shield. That way now when I air out, it's super quiet. And if you guys also heard in previous videos, there'd be a lot of rattling. That was the heat shield as well. It was pretty smushed up. So I went ahead and removed that completely. And then on the back of the car, what I went ahead and did was I cut the hanger off, and then I took a jack and pushed the jack up all the way, which gave me this gap pretty much right here. It gave me a nice little gap. And then also made it to where when I air out, the piping doesn't lay on the floor, it doesn't hit the floor. I mean, it still does a little bit because the piping is 2.5 inch piping, and then being as low as I am, it's gonna hit no matter what. But at least this time it doesn't hit it hard, it just barely touches the floor. Well, what happened was the driver's side, actually, when I air out, it broke it on the hanger because my welds aren't that great. Had they been professional welds, they would have been a lot better. But that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be getting the car in the air on a jack stand, and then I'm going to go ahead and pretty much fix that weld. And then also we're going to be sanding all this Bondo hair down, hopefully get this completely body worked and primer today. And then I'm going to bring the bumper back home where we're going to start prepping the whole surface. I'm going to do blend right there. The whole lip is going to get painted, everything else is going to be wet sanded and buffed. Alright guys, so these are the hangers. This hangs, and then pretty much this is what welds to the actual exhaust itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grind these completely down, make them really, good. That way I have a good surface to weld. And then we're going to do the same thing on the piping as well. So I'm going to get these ground down, and then we're going to bring the grinder out there and we'll grind the piping down. Alright, so we got these grounded out pretty nicely, the best that I can, a lot better than what it was, so I should get a nice ground, or weld down. So now I'm going to go ahead and grind the piping down, or the exhaust, and then pretty much get these back on there, get the exhaust tucked where I want it, and then we're going to go ahead and weld that on, and then hopefully that turns out good, and then on to the next thing. So I got the exhaust all welded up. I'm done. It's kind of making me really started to frustrate me, because what I went ahead and did was I used the jack on the exhaust, pushed it up to where, you know, I had a pretty reasonable sized gap right here. So basically I jacked it up from the piping in there as high as I can go based off of this hitting that. And so I put it where I needed it, welded it up, got some really nice welds down. And then once I take out the jack stand and remove the jack and put the car actually on the floor, somehow the piping adjusted. I don't know how, because I removed the jack to see, you know, after I was done welding, to see where the exhaust sat, and it sat perfect. But now somehow it's sitting in a completely different spot, which means I could have even tucked it up even higher. So I have the car right now aired out, and it didn't hit the piping at all. Even though the piping's on the floor, it doesn't make a loud crunching and banging sound. This exhaust sits a little lower than that one, but I guess by looking at it you wouldn't really be able to tell too much. So the only options really are either one, jack the car back up, cut the hangers back off, clean everything back up again, and then re-weld, or two, just see how it does. I'll show you guys right now. I'll air out and we'll see if it hits at all. But see how it does. If it's not an annoying crunching and grinding sound, and it's relatively, you know, quiet and doesn't hit the ground at all, and the welds hold, then there's really no reason to redo it. Maybe in the future we can. If you look though at the gap difference, so say I take my pointer finger, I can't even get it in there at all, and then we come to this side, take my pointer finger, we could get it in. So this needs to go up maybe like a quarter of an inch higher, but from looking at it you really can't tell too much. I can, because I'm the one that did the work, but for anyone else you wouldn't really notice. So I'm gonna air the car up real quick, and then we're gonna air it out and see pretty much what happens. Damn, that really bugs me, because I put some work into that, you know what I mean? But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll move on to the bumper. What? Oh. Yeah, boy.
Like razzleberries.
Cool, thank you. Take a drink, guys, because I know you're all thirsty. Was that good? My turn.
You know how that shit is. Good?
Oh, yeah. Let's bring this out here. Oh, that's really good. Circle K, man. Circle K. All right. Let's put this right there for now. I'm gonna go ahead and start up the car, air it up, and see what happens. Alright, we need to let that fill. Also, guys, yesterday my check engine light randomly turned on. I went today to get it red. Turns out it's my cat's. So later I'm gonna put this stuff called Cataclean in it, and that's what the guy recommended. We're gonna see if that does anything at all, and then hopefully it cleans it out, because I really can't afford cats at all. So, and thankfully I don't have to have my car smogged for another year, but this is some good stuff right here. Alright, I'm gonna get the car aired up. I'm gonna set you guys up. We're gonna air it out, and we're gonna see what sounds this thing makes airing out. Hopefully none. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up right here. I'm gonna kill the car, and then I'm gonna air it out. Well, I don't know what the odds of that are, but it's not hitting. But it is on the floor completely. Let me show you. I can't knock it over there. Ah, it's so good. Okay, let me show you guys. So as you can see, that's the one we did right there, and it's on the floor, but you don't hear it hitting at all, which means I had you guys on the tripod, so that was pretty hard to maneuver. Which means we tucked it, I guess, at the perfect height where it doesn't hit at all. I'm happy. That's how it should sound airing out. Before it was like crunch, clink, 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 pop, and now it's smooth. So onto the front bumper. I'm sorry, but this whole episode, I'm zoomed in, aren't I? Am I? My bad, guys. I'm too drunk off of this. I'm making this whole episode is just gonna be me drinking my drink. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna set you up and there we go. Today's episode. Oh, yeah. It's official. The entire rest of this episode is me drinking this. It's just that bomb. Do you guys want any more? Here. Sounds good, right? I know. Yep. All right, guys. I'll show you the car then. Alright guys, so I got the front bumper on, and it does look a lot better than how the paint was originally, because this at least is supposed to be colored matched. People, they just don't respect it when you're trying to vlog. But anyways, so the last time I ordered from Scratch Wizard, the paint came out exact. It was a perfect match, which was the fender. You cannot tell any difference at all. So I'm pretty upset because this one, it doesn't match. It does look better, but it doesn't match completely. This is it right here. So you can still see it's really white. However, it does look better than what it was. Instead, I'm pretty mad because I was expecting it to be a perfect match. I even put down a lot more pearl and everything, and it still doesn't look it. So I'm not happy with that, to be honest. I'm probably gonna send them an email, and because they guarantee that if it's not a perfect match, to send them a picture, and then they'll send you another can out. And I'm pretty mad because I used almost that whole can. That whole can should have been used for front and the rear bumper with possibly some extra, which is how the last can I had was. But I mean, at least it does look a little bit better. It's not super white. It matches more to this side because this was the Scratch Wizard side. But yeah, I'm not really too happy right now. So I mean, but there's nothing I can do. It's pretty, I mean, certain angles, like right there, maybe, I don't know, on camera at least it looks like it matches, but when you do like side to side like that, in person though, it's a lot different. It's pretty off. But again, it does look better though than what it was before. So it's gonna have to do. So pretty much I'm gonna take the bumper off. I'm gonna start sanding all that stuff down, and then hopefully get that done. And then from there, we're gonna head to, after that actually, we're gonna head down to my buddy's shop, Shane and I, and we're gonna get my tires flipped, the front tires flipped, and that'll pretty much be that for the day. Maybe we'll hang out there for a little bit, but so let's get this bumper off and let's start getting to town. So I went pretty ham on the bumper. Let me try to focus. Come on, there we go. So I went ahead and got all that sanded down, which will block by hand. We got all the spots and the whole lip kit pretty much sanded down. We just have to pretty much block everything. This is gonna need some spot putty. Same there. All these spots are gonna need spot putty. Right here, spot putty. Went ahead and sanded all this down because this was pretty bad right here. Some spots in here we went and sanded down. Everything's sanded. Pretty much it just needs to be blocked. I believe I got all the spots that were pretty bad. But either way, the whole bumper is going to end up being rebuffed. I mean, it's already shiny, but we're going to rebuff the whole thing, make this thing look brand new. Alright guys, changing plans. I'm back home now. We didn't end up going to the tire shop because he didn't have time at that moment and I wasn't going to have time later in the day. So I'm back home now. So that's going to be pretty much the end of this video. So again, I just aired out again and there's no sounds at all. No crunching and grinding. So that's very good. And then also today, again, we got the bumper done. Or not done, but so far it's getting there. It should be finished pretty quickly. I'm not really gonna record any of this, the bumper. However, I will probably update you guys when I have things done. But I'm not really gonna record the process of that because it's really is nothing too exciting. All I'm gonna pretty much be doing is blocking it, primering, sanding that, and then painting, and that's basically it. Put it back in the car, take it to Shane's house, and then mount it because I'm not allowed to really do anything with cars here in our parking spot we have that we pay for. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys like this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys aren't already because there's gonna be so much more to come. Soon the bumper is gonna be back on. We still have to wet sand and buff this, you know, the panels. All that's going to be painted and re-cleared. We're going to be doing a little bit more work on the rear bumper. We're going to be moving into the interior very soon. I'm going to be working on the trunk as well very soon. We're going to have upcoming car meets. I'm hoping I'm going to be at these. I'm pretty sure I will. But one of them is February 25th. If you guys are in the Orange County area, there is a Huntington Beach car meet. I will be going to that, so I'm getting ready for that event. A lot to do in a short amount of time. We have about a month to get there, but I think we can get a lot done and accomplish a lot in that amount of time. And then we have, I think it's AutoCon. April 3rd or something like that. I'm going to be attending as well. I've never really been to an AutoCon, so I don't know if it's like a free event or if you have to pay to register or, you know, have your car registered to be put into the show. If so, I'll see how much it is and I'll try to enter to get in. Otherwise, we'll still be going, so you guys are going to see that as well. So like I said, if you guys aren't already, make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. Help me hit my goal of 1,000 subscribers. As soon as we get there, that's one thing checked off the list. Then we have to hit 4K hour watch time, and then from there we are only gonna grow. My goal before the end of this year is 3K subscribers. I know we can make it happen because you guys are amazing. So go ahead and share my videos, share my channel, share my page, hit the thumbs up, comment down below if you guys have anything you want to see at all. I read every comment. I try to respond to every comment. Sometimes I don't see it, so if I don't respond, I'm sorry. But comment down below what do you guys want to see, and I will definitely make sure to put that in my notes and try to make that video happen as soon as possible. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and until then, peace out.